Hey, welcome everybody. It's another edition of Dirt Track Central, show number 18. I'm Justin Hopp, and Matt's joining me via Skype in Russell.
Yes, sir. Russell County Fair. So
Okay.
once the show's over, you can come out and ride the simulators for free on the Russell County Fair board if you'd like.
Hey. So, well, this is Dirt Track Central. And every Thursday night, 7:30, we try to start and talk about racing in the central United States, dirt track racing. And we always have questions, comments, and stuff like that. You can send them to dirttrackcentral at gmail.com, or even call our hotline at 785-201-9188. You can send text to it or call and leave a voicemail, and we'll play them on during the show. And we'll want to thank our sponsors that help us do this show every week. Our main title sponsor is Engine Quest. Also like to thank Extreme Motorsports, BMS Modifieds, VP Racing Fuels, and BSB Manufacturing. So every week we normally start off with our main feature of the week, and me and Matt didn't get to make it to a lot of races this weekend, so we're going to use some footage from the IMCA On Demand. And if you're not a premium member of IMCA On Demand, this is a good time to do it. For a year subscription, I think it's $29.99 for a full year, and that price is going up August 1st, I think. So this would be the time to get it. And they have a lot of great videos from all your IMCA racing, and we're going to kind of show you a little bit of what they have to offer here tonight. And let's see if I can find which race we picked here. Okay, we're going to use the stock car feature from Boone Speedway last Saturday, and we'll just go ahead and play that for you now. Stock cars always put on a good show at Boone. They can run 3-4 wide and right around the bottom or right around the top. This race will get us kind of excited for the Super Nationals, which are coming up quicker than we can think about it.
I think that was Jay Schmidt trying to make a little forceful run to the top side there.
It's amazing how much harder those guys can drive in on the top side. We'll sometimes have to wait for a guy to get out of the way to drive in 3-car lengths deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. It's even more evident in the modifieds when you stand there on the pit side. You can feels like they're never going to turn down there. What happened? Still there?
Yeah, I'm still going.
There you go.
Whoops. I was testing some stuff earlier. Yeah, that was like before the show started. And that's the checkered flag. So now that race there should get you all excited for the Super Nationals coming up. Guys around this area don't get to go to Boone all the time, so we're excited to see that. I want to thank Engine Quest again for being our title sponsor, and we'll play a little ad from them.
EQ cylinder heads power drivers to the winner's circle. From IMCA modifieds to stock cars to sport mod divisions, the checkered flag flies often for EQ team racers. As a general sponsor of IMCA Racing and the title sponsor of the EQ cylinder heads Wild West Modified Tour, EQ cylinder heads are used throughout IMCA divisions. EQ's 23-degree performance cylinder head is the most powerful cast iron head out of the box and approved for use in the EQ cylinder head's Wild West Modified Tour. EQ's early 350 head is the approved replacement head for IMCA Northern and Southern Sport Mods, as well as the IMCA Hobby Stock division. In 2012, EQ's cast iron Magnum head is the approved stock replacement for IMCA Northern and Southern Sport Mods, along with the Hobby Stock division. When you need to get to the front of the race, choose EQ cylinder heads, the power choice of racers everywhere. Visit EngineQuest.com or call us by phone 800-426-8771.
All right. Thanks again, Engine Quest. Always look up Engine Quest for all your horsepower needs, especially if you're wanting to get some more out of your cylinder heads. They can tell you what combinations work best for your application. They have stuff for the hobby stocks, sport mods, modifieds. You name it, they can help you out. So I want to thank them. We did lose Matt. We'll see if we can't get him back. He's kind of working on hotel Wi-Fi, which is not always that reliable. So, but we'll move on to our results section here, and we'll start off with Salinas Speedway. They raced Friday night, and bring that up here. Hold on one sec. There we go. And in the mini stock, Stacy Fuller picked up the win, held off Russell Roberg, who's been pretty dominant. So congratulations to her. And Jeremy Hedberg was third, Eric Unruh fourth, Randy Rice fifth. In the hobby stocks, the 72, Dwayne McInerney picked up the win over Mike Trzowski. Aaron McBride, Pete Beaumont, and Rick Slothauer. Let's bring this up and whoops, hold on this. Okay. The Sport Mods was Jesse Levine, Mark Franklin, Jeff Olson, and Chad Markley, followed up by Dan Smith for the top 5. Go on to the Modifieds. Mike Petersilly picked up a win there, and followed up by Danny Morrison Jr. And so I guess we're getting Matt back here. So bring him back. Are you back, Matt?
I'm back.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just reading through Salina Speedway's results here, and we're on with the Modifieds, and Mike Petersilly picked up the win in the Modifieds, followed up by Danny Morrison, Joe Cleveland, Larry Sutton, and Jeremy Massey was in the top 5. So we'll do Thunder Hills Speedway. I probably told you to do Salinas. You don't have Thunder Hill ready, or did I tell you Thunder Hill?
No, you told me Thunder Hill.
Okay.
I've got it here.
Okay.
In the hobby stock division, Dominic Deifolt picks up the win. Jacob Crowell comes home in second. Brock Alverson, Mallory Walters, and Levi Gunn rounds out the top 5. So, no, Levi Austin. Sorry. Must have been going on memory there.
Levi
I was
Gunn
going to say,
finished
Levi
ninth.
back in a hobby stock.
But he was, yeah.
Yep.
He was. He finished 9th.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you know? Maybe I just skipped a few lines then. All right. Well, on down to the Sport Mods. 7D of Dusty Leonard. I believe he won last week as well. Eddie Schwope Jr., Eddie Schwope III comes in 3rd place. Kyle Olberding and Tony Manley rounds out your top 5. See Curtis Peel there in the 6th spot too.
Yeah, so good run for him.
Kyle Vanover, they still can't quite get the bounty there. Jeff Joldersma in the 66 came out to try his luck and bring home that 475, but didn't quite pan out for him. Comes home in the 2nd spot. Jim Powell Jr., Greg Dieters, and Bob Arnold rounds out your top 5. So.
Good to see Bob make the haul up there. So.
Yeah. Huh. Just scanning through results, and Terry Franz was out there.
Yeah, I
Finished
hadn't seen his name for a long time. So.
Yeah.
He must have not done very good because it shows 0 points, so maybe he broke early.
Yeah. Must not have completed a lap, huh? Interesting. Well, maybe that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
I know that 09 car was a car that he built, and another guy drove for a while and decided that driving wasn't his thing, and so I never did know what happened to that car, but good to see another stock car around. And then, of course, the modified division, Derek Brown finishes 1st. Kenny Cross coming up in 2nd.
Good run for Kenny.
Good run up there. So PJ Conger, 3rd spot. Richard Spriggs and Kurt Johnston rounding out the top 5. Hadn't seen Kurt out in a while either. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll wrap up the results for last week.
Yeah. Okay. Probably need to thank. Well, no. Let's see. We kind of got our news section next, I guess. And there was quite a few news items. Normally, about the only news items I find are just pretty much race results, but there was quite a few new things going on. Let's bring them up here. The All-Star ballot had been going on, and people was able to vote on IMCA's website for the racers that are in the All-Star, and to be in the invited to the All-Star voting, you actually had to win one of IMCA's prestigious kind of events that paid over $1,000 to win. And the way they did it is they took the top 3 from each region, and out of the voting done on their website, and so but they'll also have voting that's going on this week on Facebook to get the rest of the drivers. So thought we'd maybe mention the drivers here that have made it in so far. And looks like Tim Ward, Zane DeBilius, and Brad Pounds from the Larry Shaw Racing Western Region, Jimmy Guston, Jay Noteboom, and Richie Guston from the Belleville Motorsports North Central Region, Dalen Smith, Johnny Sadoff, and Nick Ballman from the Jet Racing Central Region, our kind of region here. So good to see them. And kind of, Nick Ballman's not a big IMCA racer, but he has won a big race, so good to see him up there in the Super Nationals. And for the Southern Central Region, BJ Blaze, Sam Cox, and Kevin Sestair. And in the Eastern Region, Kevin Cook, Eddie Stites, and Mike Smith. So those were the all-star guys so far. And if your guy still hasn't made it, make sure you go on to IMCA's Facebook page and their poll and vote for your favorite guy. There's still quite a few good names left to pick. So. Okay, what else we got here in the news section? Also wanted to say that Osborne was supposed to be racing tonight, actually, and they canceled their fair races because of the extreme heat. So they were supposed to race last night and tonight, and that has been canceled. So just so everybody know, I guess you're looking for results from there. That's always kind of hard to be a track that races just one night a week, or one time a year, I guess, and get that track ready. And when it's been this hot, they could never get the track to take any moisture. So
yeah, that's a rough one. And with the drought the way we've got it, everybody's trying to conserve water, and nobody wants to turn loose any. And so I'm sure it'd take a substantial amount of water to get that track in shape to run. So
yeah, most
probably
definitely
not a bad decision, really.
Yeah. Luckily, we did get some rain around here. I don't know if they got any up there last night, so that'll hopefully help the area that's been so hot and dry, and we finally got something here. You get some rain there in Russell too?
Yes, we did. We watched it rain for probably an hour last night, so
yeah.
Didn't keep the potential racers out of the simulator, though.
That's good.
Kept right on coming.
All right. Also in our news section, I want to talk a little bit about IMCA still kind of testing the crate engine. We've talked about this a couple times on the show and the different things here. And IMCA's got a story on their website if you want to check it out. It kind of looks like they sound like they're kind of going away from the CT 525 and going to kind of more narrow down on the 604 and see, mainly they got to figure out what kind of brakes they got to give a guy that's got the crate engine compared to an open engine. And I don't know, they've been testing with and without a spoiler. I kind of hope that they can make it work without a spoiler. And looks like they're trying a weight brake stuff so far. Right now they're trying around a 100-pound weight brake, and there's actually some videos with Brett Rook talking about this, and we're going to go ahead and play some here.
Well, I mean, it gets back to the expense of the race cars. It gets back to what these guys are spending on a per night basis to be competitive. What it takes to actually an engine cost put that car on a racetrack, and we've definitely elevated that to a point that a good percentage of our membership is not comfortable with. So, for us, we have to start looking at alternatives. We were built on the motor claim, The motor claim has been something that, regardless of what anybody else wants to say one way or the other about it, it's been probably the number one rule that has helped build the modified in popularity. So we've got away from it for all kinds of different reasons, but the end result is that our engines got expensive in the process. We knew that was going to happen, so we could fix it. We could go back to a cash claim, and address it from that standpoint on a cost factor, or we could look at something like the crate motor. And for us, based on what we're seeing with our sport mods and what we're seeing with our hobby stock divisions that both implement a crate engine, that at this point in time makes the most sense. And I think most of our racers and most of the racers out there, if they had the option to pick between the two, would probably pick that option. So we're just testing the crate. We're getting a feel for whether or not we can get one of those engines that GM makes competitive, and we've been testing it for about, I think, 5 weeks now on the 604, and it's been proving without a doubt that it can be very competitive in IMCA racing. So it's gonna force us to, what is it, mid-July? It's gonna force us to, I don't know if force is the word, but we're gonna make a decision as soon as we possibly can to give the racers who are concerned about what it's costing to be to race. We're going to give them as much time as possible and prepare for next season. And if that means we're going to put a crate motor in the rules, then if that's our best option, that's what we're going to do.
So that was Brett Root there talking about the crate there and stuff, and something else the story mentioned that too, that they are planning on trying to make the decision so that they'll know at least by the Super Nationals time. So that's coming up in pretty soon time. So probably a lot of stuff released there around the Super Nationals, so you have time to figure out what you're going to do for the next season. So here's kind of where he talks about the difference between the 604 and the 525, and we'll play this one here.
Well, we've tested both crates in the modified division. From a rule standpoint, the CT525 presents quite a few more obstacles when it comes to our current rules and our engine rules in our modified division and how it matches up. There's a handful that come to mind, some of the obvious stuff like an aluminum block and aluminum cylinder heads, to some of the less obvious stuff like somebody may not realize, like a crank trigger and no distributor, and then even the ignition system that drives that whole CT525 engine. And then you've even got something as basic as fuel pump provisions. A lot of our racers do use mechanical fuel pumps. We mandate the belt-driven fuel pumps to be on the front side of the engine, and for a CT525, that even at this point in the game is a little bit too soon. There's not a prevalent or a large amount of bracketry made for the CT525 because for the pump on the fuel pump on the front of the engine, because most associations that are allowing that 525 allow the pumps on the back of the engine. So issues like that have prevented some obstacles for us at IMCA with the 525, but since it's all been in testing, we've been a little bit more focused on the actual performance of the engine and not so much some of those specific rules, which we would obviously have to address if we decided to put that engine in the rules. The 604 is a Generation 1 type engine versus the 525, which is a GM Generation 5 type engine. So the 604 for us just matches up better. The obstacles it presents that the rules-wise are a little bit less than the 525. It does have aluminum cylinder heads on it and a roller camshaft. But other than that, that engine is going to bolt right into an IMCA modified. So a guy who has an IMCA mod is looking for maybe a little bit less affordable, or a little bit more affordable, a little bit less expensive engine option. The 604 can bolt right in there. He may have to change the drive flange because the crank pattern is metric versus some of the standard engine guys are using. And then even maybe his headers are bolt up to the 604, but it's got a raised port on the heads, so he would have to ideally get a different set of headers for the 604. But other than that, we've been testing it on methanol, and Luke Waniger, who has been doing the testing, just basically took the engine out of his modified and put the 604 right in, and is able to compete with very, very minimal changes to his current race car. So it's just a better match for us. The issue gets back to, again, performance and whether or not the horsepower at its peak performance with the 604 is actually going to be able to be made competitive in an IMCA modified when looking at what some of our current members are doing from an engine standpoint, from cubic inches to compression to obviously the amount of horsepower and torque that they're racing with. So the 604, from just the outside looking in at some of the rules issues, is just a better match. So that's why we're testing both. We're trying to see performance-wise where both of those engines land, and then make what we think is the best decision from a long-term standpoint, from a economic standpoint, from a consistency standpoint, and all the other issues that come into play when implementing a rule change, which of that nature is pretty significant.
All right. So that was Brett Root kind of talking about the difference between the 604 and the 525, and I really think that they're trying to lean more towards the 604, which is more the affordable option too. So we'll also listen here to Luke Waniger as he's been testing out, I think, the 604 and with and without the spoilers. So listen to him.
I've had pretty good luck with it, actually. When we implemented it here about 5 or 6 weeks ago, we didn't think it'd be competitive, and then it turned out to be real competitive, almost too competitive. So I don't know, you get further removed from the 600, 650 horsepower motors that you were running, and it feels like it's got decent power. I just hope that we can figure out what we need to give it as far as a performance advantage to make it pretty comparable to these open motors.
And so, where are some of the places that you have taken it this year, and what have been some of the results with it?
The first couple nights I took it to Stewart, ran second with it twice, and then picked up the win the last time I was at Stewart. I went to Marshalltown twice with it and won both nights there. Went to Oski down for that dirt tour at, Tuesday, and ran second with it. The effects of the spoiler are pretty profound on the half miles. When you start getting it to Stewart or Marshalltown, the car doesn't react a whole lot different with that spoiler on or off. But I guess tonight we're on a half mile and we'll see what it does without a spoiler. Pretty excited.
Yeah. So, and that was kind of what Luke's thought about, testing out the different things. So they're keep on trying to figure out what's going to work the best to fit the rules that they've got already and stuff. So let's see. I saw, Matt, you said that you got some news about the Great American Dirt Track.
Yeah, the Great American Dirt Track in Jetmore. I'm not 100% sure what all went down there. I meant to call the owner there and ask him about it, but it does say on their website that their plans are to go USRA sanction in 2013. And from the sounds of it, IMCA has dropped Jetmore's sanction. I don't know. I think it's related to their last race and being in conflict with Dodge City and some of that stuff. But, there again, I didn't have a chance to call the owner and really ask him exactly what the scoop is. But sounds like their plan is to do USRA, which kind of an interesting decision, I think. Ian's probably the closest USRA track would be Humboldt, which is, I don't know, probably 4 hours from there. So
yeah,
being able to share cars will be non-existent. And if they don't commit more to their local racers than they did this year, won't really be enough shows for too many people to want to commit to that set of rules. It's going to be quite a ways off from what our weekly cars are, at least in the modified division. Conceivably, you could run a stock car or sport mod under both banners without too much change, but certainly in the modified division, it's a big separation. So
Yeah,
be interesting to see how that goes. But
let's go. And another story too. I thought I put in the doc in earlier, but I don't see it there now. But I brought it up here. Shannon Anderson ended up picking up another win on his career, and that makes him with 158, which matches Bill Bonnet's total for the most IMCA hobby stock feature wins. So he is now tied with Bill Bonnet, so he'll probably definitely break that to record and probably set a few more on top of that. So congratulations to him on setting that goal. Hey, I think that's going to do it mainly for our news stuff. We'll move on to our photos of the week. Every week we do a photo contest. All photographers are welcome to send in their photos. We ask that you have the permission to do that. So, but we trying to find our photos. I didn't have that figured up, but every week we'll have our fans vote on the photo, and the photo with the most likes will win the weekly contest. And we had quite a few pictures from last week. Let's see here. We'll start with this one here, taken by Dave's Photo Hut. This one here of Brendan Damon in his 33D Northern Sport Mod. Looking pretty good, throwing a little bit of mud. Next one we got here is Steve Urpin from up on the which track was that?
that was Estevan Speedway.
Estevan, yeah, Speedway on the Dakota Series there, and great looking car there. Got her jacked up. This is another picture from a little bit different angle. Got her turned a little bit, so a good picture. And this picture here was sent in by Mike Petty's Photos. And gosh, I forgot to bring up the last show, so I could have told you who this one was. It says Wayne Melton on the who is tagged with, so maybe that's him. And this picture here is also from the Dakota Series. Aaron Tumbrell. Is this one you took, Matt, here?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good job on that. Kind of straight on. You can actually see right into his eyes, and he's even got his head turned. Got the car so far turned. Most guys are looking straight out their car, but he's turned to see where he's going. Another one by Mike Petty sent in. Now I don't know is this an outlaw car here? Pretty much, I guess. There it's the Super Bowl Speedway, I think.
Yeah, Super Bowl Speedway, and honestly, not 100% sure if it's a sport mod or
not an outlaw car. I don't know.
Outlaw car.
Looks a little different.
Yeah.
And there's another picture from a little bit different angle.
Judging by the shocks, it must be a modified.
Yeah. And then we got this picture here sent by Ryan Gilmore. And I don't know. Do you know any story about this one? Colt, maybe. Trying to read who it is.
I don't know how to say the name, but
yeah, pretty sharp looking picture there. So I guess I wasn't. Oh, this one here is Hank Berry, another picture from the Dakota Series like Matt took. And
yep.
Nice little picture there. So, and Tomorrow's Image sent this one in here with Steve Schmitz. And he kind of went for a ride, and you can see the air cleaner and all the parts ready to fly off of it, probably on its second roll there. She's done a pretty good job of catching these cars up in the air. I think that's probably going to be our winner there. 35 likes. Yep, that was all of them. So okay. Well, let me bring up our pictures. This week we didn't have a whole bunch. Last week we had a bunch of people send them in, and this week we're a little bit short. We'll start with this picture here. Oops. Hold on a sec. There we go. The 48B Brandon Gray in the Mod Light. I think this was taken by Dirt Track Devils.
Yep, that one's
Whoa!
man. Looks like
I
the
just looked a little closer, and she's on 2 wheels. Both left side tires are off the ground. So a nice shot they caught there. I didn't notice that at first there. So
recipe for disaster.
yeah, 2 wheeling it around there. So well, that picture's blank. And here's a picture of our guest for later tonight, Darren Duffy. And you know where this one was taken from, Matt?
That one was at Mason City I-35 Speedway.
Okay, for one of the Hawkeye Dirt Tour races.
Yep.
Yep. And another one here of Duffy and Van Grinderen. Is that right?
Mike Van Genderen.
Mike Van Grinderen, yep. So, well, that's all the pictures we got in so far. Maybe if some other guys get a hold of us and get them sent in, we'll post them up on our Facebook page and maybe have a few more to vote on this next week. So, look like we had about 8 of them last week and 3 this week. So, we'll see what we can do about that. So. Okay. Well, what's next on the list? We probably need to thank some of our sponsors. Let me bring up Extreme Motorsports. We always want to thank Extreme Motorsports out of Great Bend. They can supply you with parts for your race car. They have parts at the track at Salina Speedway and also Thunder Hill Speedway. So that's always nice when you're at the track and you tear something up that they're there to get you the parts you need to get fixed up and get back on the racetrack. Or also, if you're in Great Bend, they can also ship their stuff out too. So call them up if you need something on the Monday when you find out that all the stuff you tore up from the weekend. Give them a call. All right. We also, if you got any voicemails or emails or text messages, you can go ahead and send them to us, and we'll read them off or play them during the show. You can contact us at dirttrackcentral@gmail.com or call us on our hotline at 785-201-9188. All right. Now we're going to head over to our crash of the week. This is going to be another race we're going to get off the IMC On Demand, and IMC On Demand also offers a lot of free content too. A lot of the interviews, a little bit of wrecks, the kind of what they call you make the call kind of questionable driving and stuff like that. And so if you're kind of interested in maybe getting IMCA On Demand, you want to kind of see what they got, go check them out. They've got a lot of free videos too. And this one here for our crash of the week is we're going to use David Murray went up for the Harris Clash at Knoxville, which if you haven't ever been to Knoxville, it's a big, fast half-mile track, and you carry a lot of speed, and normally the fastest way around there at the track's right is right on that cushion, but you miss it, and it can be disastrous, or if you have something break. And I don't know, Matt, did you ever talk to Dave or figure out exactly what happened? Well, maybe not. So we'll go ahead and play that.
Yellow, yellow.
That's not working here. Hold on a sec. There we go.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow.
Watch her in slow-mo. Did not give much there either. Matt, did you ever hear exactly what happened on that deal? I don't know, Matt, can you hear us?
You're talking to me?
Yeah, I was wondering, did you hear what happened on Dave's deal?
My connection is not good again.
Okay, well, I was just trying to ask if you actually heard what happened on Dave Murray's deal there. If he broke something first, or did you ever hear? Well, I guess he's not in, so we'll go ahead and move on. We want to thank BSB Manufacturing. BSB makes a lot of your race car parts, your bolt-on parts, your bird cages, your shocks, pull bars, J-bars, those type of things that you need to bolt onto your race car to make you fast. They got a lot of technology that they got behind them, and they're always testing and trying to make them better. So you need to get hooked up a little better. Call up BSB Manufacturing. They can set you up. All right, now we'll go on to our, always can thank Engine Quest again, I guess, because they popped up there. But are you a little better there, Matt?
I think we finally caught up.
Okay. I was trying to ask you earlier if you actually heard what actually happened to Dave Murray on his wreck, if something broke first, or just.
I did not hear. I haven't talked to him or seen him since. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't wonder how bad it was too. She crunched the front pretty good. Looked like at least would have got a frame horn, if not a little more. So.
One person speculated that car just wasn't fast enough for him, so he decided to crash it so he'd get another one.
Yeah.
I doubt that's the true story, but
yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, Dave's got a little bit more he can do to work on a car to make it working, even if she's not. So, and doesn't have to always build a new one. So, but
yeah.
Well, we'll try to go on and get our bonehead move of the weekend. See if I got her up here. Here we go. This is going to be from Benton County Speedway, another IMCA on-demand video. I want to thank them again for bringing us all this footage here so we can share with you guys. And if you want to see some more videos, I think they've got like 140 of them up so far in the last just 3 weeks. So they've been pounding out lots of videos for you. So this is one of the You Make a Call deals, and we're going to use this for a bonehead, and you can see if you can see who the bonehead is in this one. So.
Holy cow.
There's one car that gets shut off the backstretch, but he's not involved in the first two. One gets spun sideways and he gets hit. Flipped up. Another guy tries to drive over the front of it, top of another guy. Another guy pushes him. So we can probably watch that one a few times.
Looks like we all want to win the race on the first lap.
It looks like even the leader, one of the first guys out there, starts to spin out too. You know, catches a guy, and he's the one that actually ends up sitting on the side and rolling over to his top.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, that's a sure one to watch one more time. He may have got some help too, that I've seen that one more time.
Yeah, it does look like he's.
Because that other guy shot to the high side, unless he just saw him going and decided to get the heck out of there too. So well.
Man.
So
You can tell that there's probably few boneheads in
Yeah,
that.
there must have been, because I think there was 3 wrecks in that deal. I think there was 3 separate wrecks going on in that first corner. You know, the one guy driving off the backstretch, you know, early, you couldn't see exactly where that started, but so plenty of bonehead moves there.
Going for the win on the first lap.
Okay. And let's see where we're at now. I think we're probably about time to call our guest here. We going to try to talk with Darren Duffy tonight. We want to thank another one of our sponsors. You want to kind of talk a little bit about BMS while I try to get our guests lined up there, Matt?
Of course, BMS Modified is another one of our proud sponsors. Of course, great resource for parts and technical assistance in the Belleville, Kansas area, as well as with your BMS chassis. Having a lot of success around the country this year. Of course, 2 years in a row winning the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. Of course, Dave Murray raking in a few wins at a couple of weekly tracks, and hasn't had the best of luck out running around traveling, but those cars are certainly working well, and I don't think they quit building them. So it's still, even during race season, a matter of getting your name on the list if you want one. Those are the guys to call if you need something.
All right. Well, we'll call up Darren here. Hopefully you can hear him, Matt. You hear the phone ringing?
I believe as well, Chassis Manufacturer of the Year for several years here running, and still having a real strong season this year as well. So that certainly could bring home another trophy.
381.
Well, it looks like I got the voicemail on Darren.
They're also the ones providing.
Well, and I lost Matt. He started getting a little choppy there, and off he went. So we'll see if we can't get Matt back on the line, and I'll try to bring Darren back up again here too, real quick.
Hello.
Hey, Darren.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Justin Hopp with Dirt Track Central.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing very good. How about yourself?
Oh, we're going pretty good. We're having some technical difficulties here tonight. Seems like we always do, but Matt's trying to do the show from his hotel room in Russell, and we just lost him. But we got a hold of you, so
okay.
We'll kind of ask about how your season's been going.
Okay. Well, so far not too bad. Could be better, I guess.
What's your main kind of goals this year? What you're trying to achieve, or where you're racing at?
We've been running the Hawkeye Dirt Tours.
Mm-hmm.
The series has been running just mainly in Iowa, and actually it is just in Iowa, and I think there's 13 of those races, and we started the year going to go for the championship in that. We've had a couple. We got on a hunt there, and then we had 2 DNFs, and it took us right out of the hunt. And so now we're just kind of trying to salvage the season out and try and get what wins we can, and don't really have a shot at the championship on that deal now. So we're just gonna try and go have fun and trying to get some wins.
Are you doing any other races, or like weekly races or specials you're trying to hit, or?
Yeah, I mean, any special that comes in the area, we're trying to hit. Weekly racing, I've raced like 5 nights at my hometown track in Independence, which is like 10 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
And we've won 3 there, and we've got a real good car. Just need a little bit more luck, a few nights there, and But right now, actually, we're working on our brand new car and trying to get that out. We're going to get that out this Saturday, so we're really excited to get that thing going.
Really? What kind of car you got there?
Rage.
Rage? Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
So, well, a lot of guys want to know where most guys got started in the racing or how you got started and got you going where you're at today.
Started, my brother used to race before I did. And so I kind of grew up helping him and watching him and learning from helping him. And then one day I was like 13 and decided I wanted to build a race car. And so I bought actually it was a Monte Carlo, 73 Monte Carlo. And I think the first time I raced it, I was like 14 maybe, and ran a couple of enduros. Ran hobby stock a couple of years, and then we started modified in '93 and ran it till right now. And we had some years where we ran some late model stuff too. In '03 we ran late model, and up to about '08.
So, yep. And you're actually from the Iowa area there, up there. But you're racing for the Jacks team a lot there. How's that going to work out there?
Yep, they've been a huge help to me. Actually, that's the car I've been racing is their car most of the year, and trying to get my car pieced together. And we've been wanting to have it done way before now, but just had some circumstances where it kind of put us back. We had both my mother and father had some issues and kind of put us behind on working on the race car. I had to worry about, getting them better and everything. And now everything's good. Now we're cranking on this car, and it's looking like it shouldn't be any trouble to have it out for Saturday.
Good deal. So, any other big races that you like to get to in the Hawkeye Dirt Tour Series the rest of the year?
We're going to go to the Super Nationals.
Yeah.
We are going to, I'm sure we'll go back to the Hayes, Kansas race and race for the Jack's team. The Las Vegas race we're planning on going to. And then there's a race in California, 10,000 to win, that we're going to run for the Jack's team also.
Yeah. That's good. I think, Matt, you join us back?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear Darren?
I haven't heard anything yet, but is he there?
Yep, I'm out here.
Yep, I'm guessing Matt can't quite hear you, so we tried something a little different here, and since Matt's away, I don't know if he can hear you, so we'll just hold off on that. And I was going to bring some pictures up.
There's a lot of background noise out here.
Yep, I'm going to bring him down here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So, tried to get Matt back in here. So, you do think you'll try to make it down to the Fall Nationals, said there?
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yep, we're planning on that. That's an awesome facility there, and that's my kind of track. Just nice and slick, and we ran real good there last year. Just need a little bit more luck, but yeah, I like that race. That's a good deal.
Yep. They couldn't get you talked out coming to August 7th here, the race with Clint Boyer and Kenny Schrader?
Well, I'd like to, but that's going to be pretty. We got a couple races right around that area. There's a World Outlaw late model race at my hometown track that they got a pretty good pay-in for the modifieds. We're going to run that. And then right after that, like 2 days after that, we have a Hawkeye Dirt Tour race that we've been planning on. And
well, that's good. So, yeah, we got some pictures up here we're putting up from when you were at some of the races on the Hawkeye Dirt Tour, and in the Jack's car. Looks pretty nice.
Thank you.
Yep. You want to thank some of your other sponsors other than Jack's that help you keep your race car on the track?
Yeah, of course we got Rage chassis and of course Jack Sports Grill and R&R Pallet. And my local sponsors here, I got a guy that helps me locally. Name's Al. We got Big Al on the car. Myers Polaris. Then I got Sweet Manufacturing, Schoenfeld headers, Quick Car Racing Products, Fast Shafts. What else we got? We got Integra Racing Shocks, Holt Taxidermy, Schaefer Scrap Metal, Furniture and More, Service Roofing, and then Midnight Machining. And then we have Sabizma Graphics that letters the car and does a great job with that.
Okay. Any other guys that help you weekly that on your car to get you going, or?
Yeah, I got Wes. He's used to work with me for quite a while. He's been a big help the last 3 or 4 years. He's very devoted and very good help. And then I have a couple new guys this year. It's been a big help. And my brother Dwayne, he's off and on. We call him Race Day a lot of times.
Yeah, it takes a lot of help to get going for a lot of big races like that. So well, I think that's gonna do it for this part of the show.
Okay.
So I appreciate taking some time to talk with us, and hopefully we'll get to see you when you're down here at Hayes or some of these other big races. We'll be at the Super Nationals again too with a bunch of our fans.
Okay.
So
yeah, stop down when you get there.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, and that was Darren Duffy, and we'll see if we can't bring Matt back here. He wasn't able to come in, so we'll bring him back here. And
Back.
yeah, you're back. You got a lot of background noise here too. I don't know if I just got you turned up a lot more or what. All right, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Yep. Well, I just got done talking with Darren. When you were on there, it made it really staticky for some reason. You couldn't hear him, so I hung up on you. But I did. I saw your message there, but I didn't see it till just now. But I already did ask him about him coming August 7th, and he didn't say he couldn't quite make it. There's some other big races around the area up there, and wasn't going to make the trip down here, but he does plan on making it to the Fall Nationals. He said he had a lot of fun there at Racing Hayes. He really likes that track, and he's definitely going to make it down for the Fall Nationals. So.
Good deal.
So. All right. Well, Matt, can you tell us a little bit about what's coming up this next week? I was going to try to round up all that information, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Can you kind of do your
Starts out with the Southwest Speed Week coming up tomorrow night. Dodge City, Kansas starts it out with BST modifieds, BST stock cars, sport mods, and I believe the Thunder cars are on the ticket as well, and the URSS sprint cars. From there, Saturday night, the same classes other than they do run hobby stock division down at Beaver Speedway or Beaver Raceway in Beaver, Oklahoma. And then on Sunday, that same show moves on to Liberal, Kansas, to the Liberal Fairgrounds, and they are running the Thunder cars again in Liberal, as well as URSS sprint cars. And Monday and Tuesday, they drop the sprint cars off the ticket and continue on with the BST modifieds, stock cars, sport mods, and I believe they did drop the hobby stocks. Won't be on the agenda either for the weeknight races, but that's another one of those tracks where they I guess this year they've raced twice there. They had the late model show down there. Did have a pretty good response. They haven't had racing down there for a while, so it's good to see that locals support it. And so I think they'll be seeing some more racing down there next year, possibly with some co-promotion with Beaver Speedway and trying to work close with Dodge City and those guys as well. So on from there, if you guys still need some more racing, you can go on up to Waukene Speedway on Wednesday. I don't know, are you planning on making the trip out, Justin?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah, maybe. Is this their fair race? Is that way?
Yep, fair race. I believe the hobby stocks are off. They would only let them race 3 classes with the fair, trying to get things over with and time to get some people to get on the carnival rides and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a trial deal this year. They haven't had races associated with their fair in several years, and so they've been working with the fair board trying to get that back going again, and this year is kind of the trial run, 1-day deal, see what they think of it, and kind of how to proceed from there. But hope to see everybody come out and support that race and help get racing back to being a part of the fair in Waukene.
Yeah. You happen to know a start time on that?
I believe 7 o'clock.
Let's see if I can bring it up.
Have to punch that one up real quick here. But
I was trying to bring it up, but well, here we go. 7:30.
7:30.
7:30. So. Okay.
Yep.
Bring up a picture.
And let's see.
Looks like there's some
Thursday night would be. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's some added purse money there, even for the heat race winners too. So, and some bonus money for different positions too. So, it's a little bit added money there for the races there. They're fair races. So, go out and support that.
Yep. I want to say it was 500 to win the modifieds, 400 for the stocks. So somewhere around there for the sport mods as well. And Thursday night's an off night. Then Colby Fair races are Friday and Saturday night, and those are 1,000 to win each for stocks and mods, and I believe 500 each for the hobbies and the sport mods.
Wow.
Excuse me. Another big weekend of racing following weekend, and then of course round that out. I guess the only Sunday race would be Lexington, Nebraska, and so if some of the travelers are looking for another race, Lexington, Nebraska would be your option on Sunday, which is only I think an hour and a half or something from Colby. And then of course Tuesday night, August 7th, is Clint Boyer and Kenny Schrader out at RPM Speedway, and that's a 2,000 to win modified show. So some of the guys that are kind of chase the bigger shows, hopefully we'll see come out this way for part of that swing, if not the whole thing. So
Yep, a lot of chance to pick up a lot of money. So.
yeah, I don't know how many people can afford to be gone that long, but I have talked to drivers from several states, Texas, Oklahoma, of course Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, and Iowa, all planning on hitting parts of that show, if not that swing, if not the whole thing. So should be exciting for the fans to get out and support some of those racetracks. And, of course, Salina Speedway on Friday nights still has their programs as well. We're not taking away from that, but the big specials, I guess, in central Kansas, or in Kansas, I guess, western Kansas, are coming up. So be looking for that.
Yep.
Also, I guess I could add that IMCA On Demand is going to cover that first 5 days of the BST swing, the South Tour. So if you're going to miss that and you want to be there, you can sign up for that subscription and get to watch those races. I believe they'll do those just like they did the Dakota Series, a day delayed. So go ahead and check that out, and then we'll have the coverage from Waukene and probably Colby as well. I don't know what your plans are. I think we're gonna plan on being out there, so
That's good.
should be a good, fun-filled weekend.
Okay.
Or a couple weekends there.
I've also got a video here for the Hayes commercial for their big August 7th race. It'll finish up that tour there pretty much, so I'll play this here.
NASCAR favorites Ken Schrader and Kansas native Clint Boyer will race Tuesday, August 7th at RPM Speedway I-70 exit 157 in Hayes. It's Mod Mania night with IMCA Modifieds and Northern Sport Mods on the track. Ken Schrader will race the number 9 Federated Auto Parts Modified, and Clint Boyer will drive the number 15 Crawford Supply BMS Modified. Gates open at 4:30, hot laps at 6, and races at 7:30. Ken Schrader and Clint Boyer at RPM Speedway in Hayes, Tuesday, August 7th. Sponsored by Federated Auto Parts.
So we want to thank the sponsors of those guys there for helping put on that big show.
Definitely, Federated Auto Parts and Crawford Supply are the big ones on that. Of course, several others helping out too. Just got confirmation today that Crawford Supply and Salina Tech College are teaming up to sponsor free rides in the simulator all evening at that August 7th race as well. So have something to do during intermission and track preps and things. So the guys from Salina Tech will be out there to run that and talk to you about their programs and their school. So be sure to thank all those guys for what they're doing.
Good deal. All right. So a lot of racing coming up, as we just all explained there. So probably need to thank VP Race Fuels, Heartland VP Race Fuels out of Manhattan can supply you with your VP Racing Fuel. They've got tons of different mixes of race fuel that can work just the best for you. So let them know what your combination is and what you're looking to get out of your fuel, and they can tell you what the best combination is. Or you can just get the standard stuff that everybody else runs at the track. A lot of the racetracks supply it there. So hit up VP Race Fuels for the power for your car. Well,
All right.
I guess I didn't write down a pick of the week. There's quite a few races to pick from. You got one we should try to pick from?
Well, I don't know. It's a tough pick, and haven't been to. It's hard to say who's going to run that BST South Tour. I would guess a lot of the same guys that were at that first weekend of Jetmore. We could give that one a shot, or of course, could, pick from something at Salina too. I don't know what to do there. We won't be down there, but we'll be able to check out the results and the IMCA on demand video of it. So
let's go ahead and pick there. What's the one from Dodge? Is that what you're thinking of, or?
Yep. Yeah, that'd be the first one of the
first one of it.
So.
Okay. Well, I know the Brack boys. Both of them are always pretty dominant in all the BST stuff. So I think I'll take Will Brack.
All right. Well, I think I think all but one modified feature winner in Dodge City so far this year has had the last name of Gimmel.
Really? Yeah.
And I don't know if Troy will be racing again or not, so I'm going to go with Brendan Gimmel.
Brendan? Okay. I'll be writing them down. we'll check out how we do next week. So,
All right.
well,
That wrap the show up then?
yeah, pretty much. I think so. I'll make sure we we get through all our sponsors. I kind of think we did, other than Contour Cameras. I always want to thank them too. If you've seen any of our onboard video footage, in-car camera stuff, we always use the Contour cameras, and you can hit us up if you're interested in the camera. We've got a bunch of the Roam cameras in stock. They're real simple and easy to use. One big switch slides them on. You know, that's all you got to worry about is sliding one switch forward and sliding it off when you're done. And stores it all on a micro SD card you can pop out of there and pop in your computer and watch it right after the race. So make it real simple and easy. So if you're interested in one of them, contact us at dirttrackcentral@gmail.com, and we're hoping for some new products from them pretty soon. We'll let you know as soon as we get all that information. So, well, I think we got all our other sponsors in, and I think we got all the information I had in.
Okay.
So we can probably call this a wrap. I want to thank Matt for calling in from his hotel room in Russell, and I guess if you're in that area, head over to the fair. So, are this the last night of it?
I believe it goes through Saturday. We'll be here through Friday. So
Okay. So you'll
come
be there
see
tomorrow
us.
too. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Dirt Track Central. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.